Hey friends, I am thankful that you are here to get some important information. Please have a pen and pencil and paper with you because we're going to be asking some things from you too. So I'm going to share my screen so we can get going on this. Here we go. Okay, and hopefully you can see this. Um, and I wonder, well, hopefully you can see the big screen. If not, I apologize. So we want to talk about fall family ministry for fall 2025. And we're going to talk about a vision and a strategy, as well as teamwork opportunities and some final tips and takeaways for you. So I want you to imagine your children in 20 years, your child or children. Picture them now and their little preciousness and their little tiny piggytail selves and sweet little voices. And then I want you to think, what are they going to be like in 20 years? Um, and as you think about that, think, what do I hope they embody in 20 years? What 5 qualities do I want them to have in 20 years and more? So take your pen and paper and write down 5 qualities you want your child to have in 20 years. And you can pause this if you want to talk about it a little bit. I'll leave that up to Jade. All right. So on the right, you see the LaForge family. These are FBC classes of 2002, 2004, 2033, and 2036. And it's just a reminder that we here at the church are constantly bringing up adults into this world, and we have the privilege and responsibility to do that well. So as we look at our children today, it's important to think about what we want to achieve as a church family as we pour into our children, our youth, and our families. Because the children of today are the youth of tomorrow, and the youth of today are the adults of tomorrow. So we've got a job to do. So, what is our responsibility and privilege as a church family in the upbringing of God's people? Think about that for a minute. And also think about it in terms of what you were just thinking of with your child. Um, Working backwards. How do we work backwards to get those 5 qualities we want in our children when they're grown up? So, a really basic vision that we can have as a church is that we want to teach about and model Jesus's love for God, self, and others. And to do so, we need a biblical foundation. And hopefully, this will allow us to ignite a lifelong curiosity and love for the Lord. So, how do we do that? How do we implement steps and a strategy for that? Well, we want to use Bible stories, characters, and lessons for our children and youth and adults. We want to partner with families for more intentional impact, and we want to turn survival mode into thrive mode. Is that even possible? Well, we're going to try. We also want to develop mentors and volunteers because we want to improve interactive and intergenerational contacts for these students. I've often said that we need 8 people to pour into the life of each child that goes to this church so that in the future they will become a churchgoer themselves. One of the things I read recently said you need 5 people who know that child's name, who care about that child, who ask how they're doing and pour into them. We need at least 5 to make an impact in their church going life and faith life in the future. And then we also want to celebrate milestones along the faith journey. So, what our hope is, we've always tried to be a team, but this year we want to be really intentional about it. So, the first line of defense for our children and youth is you, the families, the parents. You're the ones who get to spend the most time with our children. And so, you have a lot of responsibility in how they're brought up. However, our church family gets to be a secondary influence, just like the schools. Only the church has a more limited time frame of contact hours with your child. But we do all have the same goal. We want to equip our students to love the Lord, to learn about the Lord, and to share the love of the Lord for life. So, how do we do this? As a team. We need to get on the same page. We want to listen to you parents about what you need. We want to know what resources you want. We want to know what encouragement you need so that we can work together for the good of everybody in our care. Another important piece of teamwork is communication. So right now we use the Spire, Facebook events and notices, Realm Groups, which has email and notices, Remind, and we use the bulletin and screen announcements. Um, so this is a lot of ways to get information out, but honestly, we want to hear from you. So get that pen and paper out again. What one way of communication works best for you and your family? And let us know what that is, please. So, what opportunities do we have as a church? We've got resources in text. That means books. I've got a ton of books, and I love all my books. I haven't even read all my books, and I love all my books. So, we always have a book that we can share with you. We have online articles and online authors that have so much great information to share. We also have a ton of people in this church who are so wise and have such varied experiences. There's always someone that we can refer you to for questions and guidance. So ask. We also offer encouragement at the church via Stephen Ministry. We also have small groups on lots of small groups, a Books and Spirits group that meets once a month. We have a men's small group that meets on Wednesday nights that has gotten close. We have a women's small group that meets on Wednesday nights, and they are so connected and loving with each other. We have opportunities for peer discussions. Um, Lots of other things. So we also want to educate parents in what you need help with. So we have resources. We have a whole YouTube channel of information for you with church publications, book reviews, videos about different topics. And we'd love to make more of those if you're interested. And when we have informational sessions that you can attend in person as well. So again, we want to develop volunteers and mentor involvement. This is so important. And then we have lots of programming. So our programming for children consists of Sundays at 10, which is Sunday school, chapel, which is during the 11 o'clock sermon, children's sermons every Sunday except a communion Sunday, nursery on Sundays, and we can provide that on Wednesdays as well as needed. Shine is our children's program on Wednesday nights. Summer intern fun. We hire interns to do fun things with the kids in the summer and develop relationships. We have Vacation Bible School. We do special events like Fall Fest and the Nativity, and we love milestone celebrations like the communion and worship class when you're in first grade, and also the class of such and such groupings at Rally Day. For youth, we have Wednesday evening youth, Sundays at 10, Sunday night youth, Eggs, which is a middle school once a month morning at Chick-fil-A that they love. Summer work camp, which is where this picture comes from, and they have a great time. Retreats, we have a senior retreat coming up. And we also have milestone celebrations like confirmation and baccalaureate. And Jade and I have also been talking about the need for a middle school summer camp of some sort. So that's another thing to think about. For parents, guys, we have tons of things for parents. We have Sundays at 10 in the Fish or Sojourners classes, or you could volunteer for youth or children once a month or once a quarter. We're pretty open. And we equip you to be able to do that. Wednesday night, we have the small groups I mentioned, as well as a pastor's Bible study. We have in the past had a sip and spill parenting workshop or two, which were a lot of fun at Montague's. We had a family game night disco style, which was a lot of fun. We did a marriage retreat at Steeple Farm, which I loved. We have an annual women's retreat at Montreat or Canuga, which is so wonderful. We have monthly circles for women. We have a man treat. That's the men's version of the retreat once a year. Last year it got canceled because of the Helene damage. But there's also a Wednesday morning Bible study for men and a Thursday lunch bunch that meets. And we also did birds and bees for parents. Is this too much programming? It's a lot. Your schedules are already so busy. How do we decide what's enough and what's too much? How do we decide as a church family what is priority and what is excess? We don't want to burn you out. So what's the sweet spot from wanting to participate and feeling obligated to participate? So please use your pen and paper and think about that as well. And volunteering, does it feel like a bad word? How can we provide leadership for our children and youth without burning people out? You know, once one person volunteers, we tend to use them for everything. Wouldn't it be nice if everybody was willing to volunteer a little bit and we could share the load? And also, you guys know so many wonderful people in this church. What if you as parents went to somebody and said, hey, you know, I don't feel like I can volunteer for our youth right now, but man, I think you have so much to share with them. Would you consider? or give us some names. We just need your help with volunteers because this is our job. We love to do it, but our kids deserve better than just us. They need people to love on them and connect with them that aren't just us. So please think about this and share some information with us on those papers you have. Safety is so important to us. We have had a safe place policy in effect for several years, and we also do background checks on people who work with the children. So if your last name begins with A through M, be aware that we will be looking for you to redo your background check this year if you're working with children and youth. Here's a copy of the Safe Place policy. It's 3 pages. You can pause and read it if you're doing this on your own, or if you're with Jade, you can take a look at it however you want to do, but I'm going to just flip through and let you pause it if you want to do that. Tips and takeaways. If you name it, we're pretty much willing to try it. You give us all your ideas, all your concerns, wishes, dreams. We want to hear them because we get to kind of implement all these wonderful things. So please let us know what you want or what you would like to see. We do not allow anyone to feel ashamed or guilty if your kids don't come, or if you feel like they don't participate enough, or if you feel like you don't participate enough. It is not useful to feel ashamed or guilty. So feel free to just knock those out of the park. And we, however, want you to feel lots of love. We are here for you. We are here for your children, and we are here to do what God wants us to do. So just be aware that our approach here is to be full of love, not judgment. So bring on those ideas. And so parents, thank you for listening to all this information. I'll have a couple other things that you can look at another time, but we do have these guides for you that I wanted you to see. They are age appropriate guides for each phase of your child's life. And so let's see if I can get back to the camera here. This is our information if you need us. All right, stop share. Okay, so we have these guides. This one's for the new baby. It gives a little quote. And on the back, it tells you some markers that you can look forward to for this year. And I think this is so handy and helpful. We have them for every age group. So take the ones you need for your children. And then what I wanted also to say is in our library, we have a series of books that go with these, and it's a whole book about your child's age and what your expectations can be, what their milestones will be, how to support them better in this particular age. And so I hope that y'all will take turns checking those out because I think they would really be a good resource for you. So that's what I have for y'all, and I hope y'all have a great time this year with your kids and with us.